Hey everybody, welcome into the building. It's Tea Time with the Diva. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. And for all of you out there, hit that like button, okay? It will help my video. But listen, guys, this Tea Time is dedicated to B. Scott, Andy Cohen, and the whole, I guess, Bravo situation, franchise, or whatever. And I guess we got to throw Nene Leakes in there, right? So I'm going to say this. B. Scott went on The Breakfast Club and kind of co-hosted for 2 days in a row, right? And right now over there at The Breakfast Club, they're trying to find their third person because Angela Yee, she left. Okay, and she's doing her own thing now. So they're trying to kind of find a replacement. And as they're looking for a replacement, they have a lot of different co-hosts. So now it was B. Scott's turn. Okay, so B. Scott pretty much came on there and pretty much dropped some tea, some piping hot tea about the Real Housewives of Atlanta upcoming season. But in that tea that she dropped, she also said that Andy Cohen should not be hosting the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, and Married to Medicine reunions. Why? Because he's not of the culture. And he should not be hosting these reunions. Matter of fact, B. Scott said it should be me. And I say, you know what? Hold on, hold tight, calm down. Okay, B. Scott like you, but you're a little out of pocket and out of line. I know many people can't stand Andy. They think he's racist. They think that he's not the best host, but it is the house that Andy built. It ain't nobody. If it was me, I'm telling you right now, nobody's coming to take what's mine. Period, point blank. Now, a lot of people call foul play on Andy, but I'm going to get into some points here. And you let me know at the end of this, are you with me saying they should leave Andy alone? Or do you think B. Scott is correct? That, they need to host these reunions? Or do you think that just somebody different altogether needs to host the reunions? So let's get into it. I'm going to play a snippet, guys, because I can't be getting in trouble with these darn videos, okay? I'm going to play a snippet of what B. Scott said on The Breakfast Club. Now go to The Breakfast Club YouTube channel and you can hear the whole thing. This thing is about 1 hour and 40-something minutes. All of it is not B. Scott talking about, the tea from the Real Housewives of Atlanta upcoming season. There is a guy on here that talks about the documentary that he did on, Tupac. Okay, that's going to be coming out. So let's play this snippet. I hope this snippet, I cut it at the right point.
Somewhere else.
Got you.
And I said, if you did that, I'm going to go to war. And when I say go to war, it means that I will recap every episode of the show before the show comes out.
Talk that talk, B. Scott.
Oh, yeah. My sources are extensive. It's not just Housewives. I have executives, production, where we want to go with it.
It's not like Bravo just need to give B. Scott a show. Just give B.
Pretty
Scott
much.
a recap.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And to be honest, why are we letting the chopper fly? Andy Cohen does not need to be hosting the reunions for Black shows.
Talk that talk.
He does not have the cultural relevance. It is not me being disrespectful to Andy Cohen, but you can't use your white privilege to sit there and talk down to people who need that job, especially Black women.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have the finesse. You can't finesse our culture. Either you're a part of it or you're not.
And Andy can choose not to make that decision because he's an executive producer, all of that.
He's absolutely.
Yeah. So B. Scott should be hosting the reunion show.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because no one has an extensive history with the Housewives as I do.
It doesn't have to clearly a love for the franchise.
I do.
But it doesn't have to be a reunion show. It could be like a show every week, a recap show.
I'm going to stop it there because y'all get the gist of it. So are we saying that the only person that can ever interact with the Black culture, understand the Black culture, is somebody that is of the culture? Are we saying that because Andy Cohen is not Black, he's not qualified to host these reunions or, do these reunions? Is that what we're saying? So I'm confused as to how it is okay for somebody that is not Black to employ Black people, to put them on, to do right by them. But after they put them on, they should turn over the thing that they built and give it to somebody of the culture, because they're the only people that can understand how to carry this thing to the top. Are y'all following me? Are y'all with me? Or am I crazy? So it is okay for Andy Cohen to employ all of these Black people. It is okay to build franchises of a housewife that has to deal with Atlanta, Potomac, Married to Medicine, and bring on the Black culture to be on these shows. But after that, he needs to remove himself and let somebody else that is Black take over because he's not qualified. Y'all got to make that make sense to me. Mona Scott did a whole thing called Love and Hip Hop. And allegedly, I don't know, allegedly they said over there that those people were not getting paid that much. She's of the culture. She Black. Carlos King has a thing he's doing over there at OWN. Okay, he got the Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC. Their talent over there said, it's not Bravo money. But he Black. Carlos is Black. Carlos hosts the reunions for his own, shows. And there's some questions and things that go down that Carlos don't ask, but he's Black and they're Black people. So y'all got to help me make this connection so that I can understand why it is only that a Black person can do right by the Black culture, and anybody else, because they're not of the culture, they are clueless. Now, do I agree that perhaps maybe Andy doesn't always ask the right questions and can do better? Absolutely. But I'm going to also say this. I don't care who the host is. You're going to have to watch the show in order to host the show, right? And I think that anybody that watches the show, you're going to end up connecting to one person over the other. And you would have to work extremely hard to be neutral when hosting a reunion so that you're not leaning towards the side of the person that you connected with most when you're doing the reunion and you're asking all of the people questions. Okay. So a lot of people, they want to get at us and say, well, you know what? Andy is racist. Bravo is racist. And they're messy. Now, can I 10 toes down say that, all of that is true? And a lot of people now, they're also saying that Nene Leakes was right. She said that Bravo was racist and she was right. And now we're seeing all of that. Are we seeing all of that? Or are we biased to, Nene and all that she brought to Bravo? And now we just want to lean towards Nene and what she said versus looking at the whole bigger picture. And what are you talking about, Diva? Let me share some things. And this is what I'm talking about. Let me see. Let's start here. Let's start here and say this article right here, right? Let me go to the top. It says Real Housewives, how much are the 10 top highest earning housewives paid? Okay, so this was back in 2022. This was updated. And it talks about the 10 highest paid housewives ever. I'm going to tell you up front, out of this list of 10, 5 of them are Black. Ain't that something for a network that is racist and Andy Cohen that is racist? You have a list of the 10 highest paid housewives ever. And out of that list of 10, 5 of them are Black. And at the top of that list was a Black woman. She was the number one paid. And if you go over all the Housewives franchises, the Black people don't represent the majority of these housewives. But yet, when you got the top 10, 5 of them are Black. Ain't that something for people that are just racist? So let's go down here, right? So, Eileen Davidson from Beverly Hills, she was getting, when she was on, $750,000 per season. Melissa Gorga, at the time of this article, $750,000 per season. She's from New Jersey. Denise Richards from Beverly Hills, $1 million per season. Teresa Giudice, New Jersey, $1.1 million per season. Sure, she's getting way more than that now. Okay, Bethany Frankel, she was getting $1 million plus per season. She's from New Jersey when she was on. Phaedra Parks, here we go, black girl, $1.3 million per season when she was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, let's continue. Portia, $1.3 million a season. It's a black girl, last I checked. Cynthia Bailey, $1.8 million per season. She another black girl, last I checked. Candy Burris, she's black, $2.3 million a season. Y'all get where I'm going with this. Nene Leakes, the queen, $2.8 million for her final season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But yet we want to say that Bravo and Andy are just so racist, but yet some of their toppest paid housewives are black people, or were. So y'all get the point what I'm saying there. So let's stick on Nene Leakes for a minute, because they want to claim so many things Nene Leakes did. People want to say she's responsible for the reunions. People want to say she's responsible for Watch What Happens Live with Andy. And people are outraged because they're almost saying that Bravo is the network that Nene built. So Nene was getting, for her final season, $2.85 million, but she still was getting a whole lot of money even before her final season. And for those that want to say, well, Nene is the one that started the reunions. Well, the Housewives of Atlanta, I want to say when I looked it up, they started in 08 or 09. I want to say 08. October 7th, 08 was the first time the Housewives of Atlanta aired, all right? But yet, the OC started, and Watch What Happens Live started in 09, July 16th, 09, right? And then the OC started in 06, I want to say, and their first reunion happened that year too. How did Nene come up with doing reunions when the Real Housewives of OC already happened and they already had a reunion? Way before Real Housewives of Atlanta started. In addition to that, I will give this, that maybe Andy Cohen was not thinking about doing a reunion show for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Nene said, I think we should, or we need to. We can give that to her. But to say she's the reason why reunions happen, period, it's just far-fetched. Okay, so they want to say that Nene suggested Watch What Happens Live with Andy. Here's the thing. When Eddie, given one of us, wants to give an idea to our employer and they utilize that idea, they don't owe us nothing. You the one that gave away your idea for free. What Nene should have did was negotiated a side contract and say, listen, I got my own media company called Leaks Incorporated. I got some ideas to make this network and everything go better. And if you want my ideas, then you're going to have to pay me. But if you want to sit at the table and give your employer ideas for free, then it's going to be what it is. It's going to be what it is. And that's that. So Nene, if you give, I'll give this to you. Let's say you gave them the idea for Watch What Happens Live with Andy. Well, you gave it away, honey. We can't cry about it now. Okay, you should have renegotiated. You should have said, make me a executive producer of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but you did not. And so we can't sit back and cry after the fact because someone did not negotiate their own contract correctly when they was in it. So now we want to say that, Bravo is racist and Andy is racist and they stole all of these ideas from Nene. Well, we got a whole lot of people, if y'all want to help somebody, that can get in line and say that their job stole their idea and made money off of it. Let's line the people up. There's people from Target, Walmart, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, wherever you want to call it. Okay? There's people all over this world that have given ideas to their company. Their company utilizes those ideas and they made tons of money off of them. And that person is still getting their regular paycheck, probably didn't even get a raise or a bonus for their amazing idea. That's what happened to Nene. Well, that's what happens in life. So let's carry on. But does that, because that happened, does that make everybody over at Bravo racist, and Andy racist? Now, again, I can't quite call what Andy is or is not, but all I'm saying is some of the things that people are citing as the reason why he is racist, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Could it be something else and not racism? That's all I'm saying. Did Nene give the idea for reunions, period? Or did she just say that, you know what, you gave OC a reunion, Real Housewives of Atlanta need that opportunity too? That's different than saying you just came up with the idea, period. So let's carry on and let's get back to, let me stop sharing. Bye, Nene. Let me stop sharing and let me just give, let me share a screen here so we go back to B. Scott, okay? So let me just go here. 1 second. Beautiful. Okay, that's not it right there. That's B. Scott right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But, and you know, on the Breakfast Club, you know, they gassed her up. They gassed them up. They gassed them up and was like, you should have your own Bravo show. You should have this. You should have that. You should be hosting because, you know, Andy doesn't get it. But Andy put these people down. Okay, when I say put them down, I don't mean like talk down to them. I mean Andy put these people on. That's the word I should have used. They put them on. He gave them a platform and an opportunity to make big money. Let's be clear. The Love and Hip Hop people over there with Mona Scott, their own kind, they not making $750 or $1 million per season. They're not. So, you know, you're mad at Andy, but how mad should we really be? I'm just checking. I'm having a conversation with y'all, right? And let's be clear. You know, a lot of people is like, bring Nene back. And every time that conversation comes up, I have the conversation and I say this. If you were a business owner and you have an ex-employee that was amazing, when they worked for you, they was the top seller. They got awards for selling every year. But then all of a sudden they became problematic. And they called you all kinds of names, accused you of all kinds of things, and they sued you, and you're dealing with a lawsuit. And now they like, oh, you know what? Let's just have a chit chat. I'm willing to come back. Huh? Would you bring that employee back? Would you want that employee to work for you? Do you want to give an employee who accused you of all kind of crazy things their job back so you could walk on eggshells? And then the minute you do something they think is sideways, they're ready to sue you and call foul again? No, I don't care how much that employee sold for me. I'm good. I'm not hiring you back. So to B. Scott, I hear you. You know, you think Andy is not qualified, but what you can do is you can't, you know, kick him out of the house he built. And for B. Scott, I'll say this. If you feel that you would be a better host for these situations and you have, you know, you're of the culture and you're of the race, I would say this to you. Continue on building your own thing. Do what you have to do and let someone other network or someone else pick you up and give you a show. And you work so much so that at the end of the day, as they're watching you, as Bravo's watching you over at what other network you get your show on, they be like, you know what? We need B. Scott over here. And then they call you versus you trying to punk them or bully them into giving you a show. Same thing for Nene. If Nene had all of these ideas that Bravo allegedly stole and Andy Cohen, why can't she, now that she's off on her own and free from under their racist rings, why can't she build her own thing? YouTube, listen, anybody can get a name and start a YouTube channel. Why doesn't Nene Sneak start a YouTube channel? Why doesn't she build up her own resume and all of those ideas that she gave away to Bravo? Pull some of them ideas out of her back pocket and utilize them for herself. You know, sometimes people are great as an employee and they like to pluck away at the employer and tell the employer, you can do this better, you should do this right. But then they don't never want to become an employer themselves. Be your own employer. Utilize your own intellectual property for yourself. Don't keep begging a person who you claim is racist and a dirty dog to take you back in under their roof. Build your own roof and your own foundation and get your own thing going and show them how it really should be done. Now, I done ranted a lot in this tea time. All I got to say to y'all is, what are your thoughts? Do you think B. Scott should be hosting the reunions for all the black shows on Bravo? Do you think that people within a certain culture, they're the only ones that can understand that culture and nobody else should ever speak on that particular culture? So if you have a show that has to deal with black people, the only people that can run it, host it, or do anything with it is some black people? And same thing for the other cultures. If there's a show that the most of the people there are non-black, I cannot be the host because I'm black. That's just insanity to me. It shouldn't matter. I think no matter who it is, as long as it is a good host, because a good host can host anything. You don't have to be put in a box. If I'm a good host, the show could be black people, white people, yellow people, orange people, people from Mars. It could be some dogs, some cats, some animals. If I'm a good host, I can host that thing. Guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. B. Scott, I'm not in agreement. You maybe someone else should host the show, and maybe it could be you, but I don't think the only reason why you should host the show is because you are of the culture. Okay, thank you guys for listening. I'll see you in the next video.